our players stepped up. Everybody was important. So all 10 players got to give uh, good minutes, and they were able to do some good things on the floor. And um, there's no such thing as perfect games, but I thought we played well.
And then defensively, just what you guys did to shut down a pretty good Minnesota team on offense.
Yeah, we had a game plan and we executed it. So I thought that was we just tried to execute as much as possible. We had time to really focus, hone in on the things that we thought they did well. Some of their great players were still able to be great, but I thought overall our team defense was pretty solid, and we were able to come away with a good win.
Thanks, James.
Thanks.
Annie Costable, Sun Times.
Hey, James. The team had 32 assists on 40 field goals made for 105 points. How important was this dominant offensive performance for the team moving forward?
It was great. I think it showed us the potential of what we have, especially to do it here on a team that prides itself on defense, and we were able to get to spots on the floor that we wanted and able to do things that we wanted. So I thought it was a good win for us, and I think it's something that'll give us confidence going forward.
And can you speak to Courtney's work ethic? She is the fourth player in WNBA history to reach 2,000 career assists, and she's a player that plays all year round. She doesn't stop. So can you just speak to what goes into that accomplishment of hers?
I think it's a lot that goes into it. She plays with a lot of heart. I've been fortunate enough to, coach her all year round for a number of years, and you see the work ethic and how she approaches the game and how she's a gym rat. And even at this age, when she's so accomplished, she has to go through times where you have to kick her out the gym because she wants to get extra shots. She wants to do extra things, and she's always thinking the game. And so we have great conversations and things of that nature. So the way she approaches the game and how professional she is, how hard she works, and how talented she is, I think it all goes into it. So this is a big accomplishment, and you're talking about a career so far that you can match up with anybody's. No, I'm proud of that accomplishment for her, and hopefully it's going to just keep on continuing to go.
Thank you.
Eric Wilson.
Coach, first off, congratulations on the victory tonight against the former coach that you played or that you coached under.
Yeah, thank you.
I wanted to ask you, Sloot was a plus 26, Candace was a plus 28.
Mm-hmm.
This team tonight just really seemed to click. Now, I know you had some time to kind of pull everybody together, but I'm going to ask, is this the James Wade style of ball that we should be looking to see moving forward?
This is what we would like. You always have to game plan, and teams they're going to try to stop you, but this is how we like to play. We want to play 32 assists, 12 turnovers. That's what we want. You can't always count on the ball going in the basket at this such an efficient rate, but you can always account for the ball moving and attacking and making good decisions, making solid decisions, and trusting your teammates. And I think that's what they did tonight. And that's my brand of basketball that I like, and that's what I think makes us who we could be.
3-game win streak, and we heard in the broadcast that this team was probably the most well-balanced that we've seen them all season long. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think so. And having, Candace getting healthier and healthier, and having Steph here, and having Allie Quigley getting healthier and healthier, I think, it is. And we were able to, bring back a veteran in Lexi Brown, and having our rookie that's getting more and more comfortable. So I think I think we're getting better as the season progresses. And I think the fact that we've been tried and tested so early, and we still are together, because the 2 weeks prior was really hard for us, losing games. So they stay together, and it's just it goes to the team, man. It goes to the spirit of the team and the spirit of the players, and how bad they want to play. together and be together. So I commend them for that. But we still have a big mountain to climb.
Appreciate your time as always. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Cheryl Ray Stout.
Hi, James. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nothing is ever perfect, but it seems like the team is starting to build in that direction where they're executing, especially that first quarter, the way they executed. How much is the game plan in place that they are embracing it and they're executing it so important at this point?
I think it's important. We put a lot of work into breaking down what teams like to do. But at the same time, we know we don't want to, get so much into what the teams want to do where we lose our identity. But we know what teams like to do, and we study that, and we see where the trends are that helps teams win. So we always want to disrupt them and make it hard for them to get to the spots that they want to get to. But at the same time, we want to build our identity and stay with that and just be strong and confident. And as long as we do those things, I think we can be very well balanced.
You've talked about several players, but the fact that you could have a weapon like Ellie Quigley off the bench to do that, not a lot of teams have that. How key is she at this point?
Alice, she's special. Not a lot of players with her, not a lot of players with her resume would be willing to do that. How hard she's worked to get to a point where she's a multiple All-Star, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our team. So I just appreciate her doing that, and we're going to continue to help her be great, no matter what role she's in.
Thank you.
Noah Wilkes.
Hey, Coach Ray, how you doing?
Hey, no, doing good.
I just want to talk to you a bit about the rebounding. It was pretty much even tonight. Is that something you focused on? Because I know that was something that we talked about in preseason about improving rebounding. And it just seemed like for the past couple of games, since you got Steph back and you got Candace back, it just seems like collectively the team is rebounding better as a whole.
Yeah, I think it's we when you talk about defense, you can't talk about defense without rebounding because it's finishing a possession. And so for us, if we wanted to be a better defensive team, we had to be a better rebounding team. And so that was very important for us. And so it's something that we talk about. By our coach, Tanya Edwards, talked about it a lot today. She said long rebounds, long shots, long rebounds. So make sure that we're putting bodies and being physical. And they sacrificed their bodies to go get balls. And so we gained rebounding tonight. And I thought it was pretty good for us.
And 6 players in double figures tonight. Can you? And you guys shot almost 50% from the floor. Is that would that contest to just the team starting to learn each other and you guys just getting healthy bodies back, or that's just you guys just playing in the flow of the offense and it's just clicking tonight?
I think we're figuring out this team. We're figuring out who we are offensively, and what has the potential to make us a special offensive group. And so we get a chance to practice with our group that we hadn't for a while. And before Indiana, we got a chance to practice, and after Indiana, we got a chance to practice. So it's been good for us. It's been good for us being able to practice. I mean, it's a lot. It means a lot to teams to be able to have your players, healthy players, to be able to practice. And so that's not really seen because that's not what's on television. The only thing that's on television are the results of the games. But it's a lot that goes into it in preparing for the games. And so we were able to prepare better.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Allison Moran.
Hi, James. Pleasure to watch winning basketball with Sky. I tell you, absolute pleasure. My question is to now with 3 wins in a row,
what's it going to take moving forward? You don't quite have the 4 days preparation at this point. So what's it going to take, especially against a team like, I know Connecticut's coming up at some point pretty soon, and et cetera. So
we have to be smart with our time and understand that even though we won't get extended practice time, it's things that we can do to maximize how we can get better. And some of that will be film work. Some of that will just be scripting and, not putting excess on our legs, pounding on our legs, but just moving freely and, over exaggerating the fundamentals of how we play, over exaggerating our sets and how we want to move the ball and things of that nature, and getting open and screening and doing some of those things even on days in between games. So it's ways we can get better. We just have to be creative in doing so.
Makes sense. Have you taken anything out of Cheryl's playbook from your former team in order to beat this team tonight?
Of course. I've had the fortune of, working with some of the best coaches that have ever coached a game, and Dan Hughes and then Cheryl Reeve, and even coaches that I coach with overseas, it's been, I would be, I think I would be a fool to not steal from them and take their advice and listen to them. And so I just do the best that I can and try to apply it to who I am. And I have, and I will continue to do so. I think the best coaches, they borrow from other coaches, especially the ones that they have the utmost respect for, and they see greatness in.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And keep on the winning streak.
Thank you.
Last question for James. Jason Palmer.
Hi, Coach James. You hear me?
Hey, Jason, I got you.
All right. Obviously, this is your first time back in Minneapolis since what happened there last year with George Floyd. I know the social justice initiatives have been very important part of your franchise. Just what were your thoughts the first time being back in Minneapolis since everything that has happened? And have you or any of your players had any plans to visit the George Floyd Memorial there in Minneapolis while you're there?
No, I haven't really had time. I don't know if the players, we got in the evening sort of yesterday. And I went to see today one of my mentors, Ed Prohovsky, who's been a part of Minnesota lore as far as basketball is concerned, with the Timberwolves, with the Lynx, and with a couple of colleges here. So I spent some time with him today, because I hadn't gotten a chance to see him in the last 2 years because we were in the bubble. But being here for the first time and just recognizing and understanding the state that we're in and how much Minnesota has meant to, what's going on in society, because it's really like George Floyd touched everyone. It reached internationally, even when we were in France, and so it's special to be here for that. I just saw that a young woman, Deanna Marie, just lost her life, and it's just disheartening that a lot of people are standing up for what's going on, for what's right, and they're still their lives are still not being valued as it should. So I mean, it's tough. It's tough, and to be here just reminds you of that. But I think the city is going to come back from it, because in this city they have very special people, and this is a special organization leading the charge. And so we're happy to be here to play basketball, but at the same time, we also recognize the people that are here in Minnesota, and how much rectifying the situation means to them.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, James. We'll bring in Stephanie Dolson.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Steph. Thanks for joining us. We'll start with Eric Wilson.
Steph, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Just wanted to find out from you, how you're feeling and how this team is really gelling together over these last 3 victories.
Yeah, I feel really good. It's always nice when you win, but it also just feels good that we're executing. That we're executing on offense and defensively. We're getting stops, we're getting rebounds. So it feels good to know that we're getting better, I think, is the best thing and the most important thing.
Can you just talk about, you spent some time tonight guarding Sylvia Fowles. Just talk about what it's like to be able to contain, in some regards, an all-star like her.
Yeah, I mean, Sylvia is Sylvia for a reason. She's incredibly talented. I try to just do as much as I can. We all know she's going to score. She's going to rebound. So to just limit them and make them as hard as I can was my job. And I think I did a good job. I think my teammates helped, rebounding if I was just boxing her out. So it's always hard to play defense against an all-star like that.
Congrats on the win. Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
Cheryl raced out.
Stephanie, how important was it how the team stayed cohesive during the losing streak and you're able to see the fruits of your labor in games like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we just persevered, honestly. We knew we weren't at our 100% during that time, and they just kept pushing. They kept getting better, still building that chemistry and just playing basketball. So I think this is, it's showing now that we're able to, I'm able to jump back into it. Candace is, Allie is, and just be able to kind of be cohesive within the team has been easy because the other girls were just playing hard the whole time.
What was it like in that first quarter where it seemed everything was almost perfect?
Almost perfect.
Almost.
It was nice. I mean, again, it's things feel better when you're making shots. Last game we had some droughts. Even this game, I mean, we had droughts where we weren't making shots, but we were still getting stops. But yes, it did feel nice the first few minutes of the first quarter, when we were making shots, we were getting good shots, and just executing on offense.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Annie Costello sometimes.
Hey, Steph. The team had 32 assists on 40 field goals made. Is that going to be the identity of this team? I know we've talked about different identities of this team throughout the season, but tonight we saw a very unselfish team. So can you speak to that stat line and what that means about this team offensively moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge stat line. That's kind of been our identity the past few years. Having Sloot as our point guard, she's going to get you the ball when you're open and at the right time. And she just continues to do that. And then to add on to it, Diamond and now Candace, we all know we can share the ball and get good shots. And when we get those good shots, we knock them in. So this is definitely part of our identity. We just got to keep getting better and keep improving.
And then Courtney hit her 2,000th career assist tonight, becoming the 4th player in WNBA history to do so. So as her teammate, can you speak to how she practices, how she plays every day that's allowed her to reach such a mark in her career?
Yeah, she's incredible. I mean, every day she's in the gym shooting beforehand. She's always in practice. She's very hard on herself. Any turnover in practice, she gets beside herself because she knows, she can do better. And that's just a testament to how good of a player she is and how determined she is to be great. I didn't get a chance to play with her when she first started, so I only know this loop, but I'm sure she was just as good then as she is now. And that's, just consistent, always being, tough and poised on the court is just a great player to play with.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Doug Feinberg.
Hey, Steph. Oh, great to see you.
Thanks.
When you guys guys were thinking about this season and who was on this team now and the additions you guys made, was tonight kind of what you figured it could be like on the offensive end with so many people scoring and so much potential out there that this is what this team could look like when everyone was healthy and everyone's playing?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is exactly, what we imagined and what we believe that we can do. It's just about doing it every night. We know we can score. We know we can get good shots, just about knocking them in. And if we're not, just persevering through that. So it felt good to play to our, give me the word, play to our
Potential.
Nailed it. Nice.
If I can also ask about your shirt, I mean, obviously you're in a city that was the center of a lot of what started the Black Lives Matter movement the last year or so.
Yeah.
Just what does it mean to be in Minneapolis right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing to be here, knowing what happened, and but it's important that we were here. And we always say it's bigger than basketball. So to be here and to play in this city, it's exactly why we have these shirts. It's why we represent this stuff and stand for what we believe in, to just kind of keep the faith alive for everyone and just keep pushing forward.
Thanks, Steph.
Oh, you're done. Oh, I'm done. Okay,
All right, we'll have Courtney bring us up next.
Nice. Did you hear me? What? That's a really nice thing, don't you? God, it's cold in here, huh?
Hi, Courtney. Thanks for joining us. We'll start with Annie Cosgrove from the Sun-Times.
Hey, Courtney, you hit your 2000th career assist, and I know you don't ever like to talk too much about personal accomplishments, but I wonder if you can speak to, your work ethic, the hours, the minutes, the years of playing basketball, almost 365 days out of the year you play, and that all goes into accomplishing something on one single night. So I wonder if you could speak to that a little bit.
Well, I think early on in my career, I learned very quickly that to stay in this league, to be a part of this league, I was going to have to outwork people. I unfortunately I'm not the tallest or the quickest or, the best shooter, but I knew that I had a place in this league, and I've been really fortunate with Chicago being just investing in me early. And, I credit a lot of my success in this league, just them trusting in me and giving me the ball and just knowing, wherever you take us, we're going to go. So, I've been really lucky in my career here so far, playing with incredible players that are just bucket getters, and I just have to give the ball to them. So, I'm really lucky, and I don't take that for granted. Absolutely not. Like 2,000 assists is a lot. I know that. And, that's really exciting. I'll celebrate it at some point, but it's really my teammates doing the most of the work.
Definitely. And then lastly from me, y'all had 32 assists on 40 field goals made. So as the lead assist maker out there, how proud does that make you when your team has a night like tonight and puts up that many assists?
Very proud, and that's something that we've harped on early on in this season, that we just need to move the ball. We have a lot of weapons. If we move the ball, we're really hard to guard and we can score it. And I think that's why our offense has been flowing very well the last several games, because, we're starting to make the extra pass, make the read, share the ball a lot more. And so we need to continue to build. I mean, scoring 105 points, that's a lot on the road. And we did that by moving the ball and having people step up and make shots.
Awesome. Thank you.
Eric Wilson.
Congratulations on the victory.
Thanks, Eric.
To kind of piggyback off what Annie was saying, first in assists, third in steals, first in turnovers per game. There was 3 times tonight out there where I think someone should have started yelling Vanderquigs, because your assist to find Allie to make the shot was just, timing, of course, is impeccable, but I know that's because of your relationship with her. But as this team begins to really start to get to be that Chicago Sky team that we as media kind of expected them to be, how are you feeling knowing that, you kind of got the losses, if you will, out of the way in the beginning, and now there's only room for growth and room for success. How are you feeling with regards to all that?
We feel good getting a couple of wins. Of course, we knew that was a difficult stretch for us, and we'll never take winning for granted. But it does feel good to get a few wins. But I think we all realize that we still have a lot to work on. We have a lot of room to grow. There's still a lot of season left, and that was something that we really made sure we emphasized every single time during that tough stretch where we're losing games, and we still have a lot of season left. So just because we've won a couple of games in a row doesn't mean everything is okay. We still need to. We could easily go back down if we don't do the things that we need to do. So this is something that this is a journey, and we're continuing to grow. We're putting things together offensively. I think we can't get away from what really kept us in games during that stretch, and that was our defense. So if we continue to build on both of those on both sides of the floor, I think we're going to be tough to beat. But of course, we still got to get a lot better, and we have still more improvement to do.
And during the broadcast tonight, they were saying that this team, the Chicago Sky, looked like they were the most well-balanced team. Did you feel that way?
Tonight was one of those nights that it did. You look up at the scoreboard, and we almost scored 40 points in the first quarter, which is just something we haven't done, and it's difficult to do, to score 105 points. And you look at people are getting double figures off single digit shots. That's really efficient. When people are playing the way that they are, I think if we continue that, we're going to be tough to guard.
Congrats on the win, Court.
Thanks, Eric.
Cheryl raced out.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Do you ever savor your accolades, those moments where you have a night like tonight, where you reach a goal that maybe some people could never reach, but you did?
I do my best to try and enjoy it, because I know how hard it is to not only make this league, but be in this league. This is a really competitive league. There's only 144 players, sometimes even less because of rosters. So I do, try and take a moment to not only just accolades, but just being in this league. It's such a blessing to be able to be a part of it, and to play in this league for, the double-digit years. I'm getting up there. But yeah, it's always fun when your teammates are there to celebrate with you. And we have such a fun group that, yeah, I do take time to at least celebrate it, and I'll never take it for granted. Absolutely not. So.
And not take it for granted is the fact a win like today really showed how well you guys hung in together when things weren't good, and being able to, look, we had these issues, now we're going forward. And so it seems like it's a good springboard, a game like tonight.
Yeah, I think you could really see our growth as a team, because we were up 20 early, and they kind of, came back and fought to maybe even tied it, if not 2 points. So, and then, maybe in the past we would have, for lack of a better term, crumbled. But, I think we really all stuck together and realized that it's a game of runs, and they were going to make theirs. It's a good team. But we, stuck together and figured out what we need to do, make some adjustments, and got back on a roll.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg.
Hey, Court.
Hey, Doug.
When you guys are going through that rough patch, the outside noise, they're not playing well, whatever, you're losing tight games. I'm guessing internally you knew that once everyone came back, this team would be pretty different. I mean, adding a healthy Allie, adding Candace healthy, getting Steph back. I mean, I'm guessing the level of concern wasn't high for where you guys were in the standings, so to speak.
Yes and no. I mean, we really wanted our players back, and we really at some point figured when they came back that it was gonna help, at least. But we also knew that just because they were coming back doesn't mean it was just gonna automatically turn around. We were doing things that we were losing games. We were doing things that we felt that were in our control, and we were losing games. So that was something that we needed to adjust, because they weren't just gonna come in and fix everything. It kind of does look like that, which obviously it helps having all three players back. Those are huge minutes, huge productivity players. So yeah, it does help. But I think we also, made some other adjustments and people started playing better. And it was kind of just still a group effort, but we can't underestimate how much those three impact this team.
And the other one is, I mean, when you look at this team coming into the season, is tonight kind of, I know it's only one game, but what you envision this team could do on the offensive end of the court with so many options, so many weapons, that this team could put up a lot of points and be so unselfish on offense?
Yes, absolutely. It was when you look at our team on paper when we're going into training camp and we see this our roster, we never really concerned ourselves with offense. And I think that, even early on in some offensive struggles, a lot of conversations were like, we never ever envisioned this being a problem because, of all the threats and everything, how we play and just what we can do as a group. So today, I think it really showed us when we move the ball and when we knock down shots, when we're all locked into how we want to play, that we can put up a lot of points.
Thanks, Court.
Yep, no problem.
No Wilkes.
How you doing, Courtney?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I just want to ask you, you had 15 assists tonight, and Candace was the second leading assister tonight. How, I won't say easy, but does it kind of make your job easier or take pressure off of you knowing that you have another playmaker on the floor that can find you for an open shot rather than to you finding someone else for an open shot?
Yes, absolutely. To have another playmaker on the floor, especially someone, like Candace, who's just one of the best, in my opinion, at playmaking for either herself or others. It takes a lot of pressure, especially it's difficult. I think sometimes last year the teams would put a lot of pressure on me just to try and get the ball out of my hands. And, I give it to her. I give it up early to her now, just a pressure release. And so just having her being able to get other people's shots. I mean, yeah, when you have 32 assists as a team, it's difficult to guard.
And Nafisa Collier, she had, I believe, 20-something points in the first half. In the second half, she may have only scored 7. What did James say to you guys, or what defensive adjustments did you make towards her to kind of cool her down a bit?
Well, I think she was too comfortable in the first half going to her strength. I think we emphasized, how we want to guard her and making her try to a little bit uncomfortable. But she's tough. She's a tough matchup for us. It seems like every single time we play her, she has a really good game. It's a really good player. She's a difficult matchup. So we have, if we're stopping other players and she gets hers, I think we're comfortable with where we would be in the game.
Thank you.
Allison Moran, last question for Courtney.
I think she's gone.
Allison, do you have a question?
Oops. I'm sorry. I forgot to unmute. I'm sorry, Courtney.
No problem.
But thank you, Kelly. Tonight, this season of very great highs and lows. Tonight would be a high with 105 points. I wanted to talk a little bit about the impact of your eclipsing so many people and getting to that point of the records that you're setting. Do you see yourself moving to the top 3 or the top 2 or number 1?
I'm sorry.
For assists, for all of for everything that you have 2,000 or more of, it's or 1,700 of. How will you be in the league for the top 3 or the top 2 or the top 1?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm not really thinking about being the top this or that. I'm just going to continue to try and do my best to stay healthy, take care of my body. I want to play in this league for as long as I can. I want to be who I am as a player, and I'm just going to focus on that. The rest will take care of itself. I never came into this league thinking I want to do this. I want to have 2,000 assists or, be top thing. I want to come here and I want to help this team win games. And if I get assists along the way, which, I hope to continue that, then I think the rest will take care of itself. But I really just want to focus on winning games.
Thanks very much, Courtney, and congratulations.
Thank you,
Courtney.
Thanks, everyone.
Quickly up next. Eric Wilson.
Quigs, congrats on the victory tonight.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. So, as I said to Court, I said there's about 3 times tonight where they need to be screaming Vander Quigs, because her assist to find you to make the shot was just, y'all's timing continually gets better. But, as a leader on this team, just talk about what it's like to, come off the bench and have such productive nights.
We always do a little pregame talk before us bench, and we were just looking at each other, and I'm like, we're the best bench in the league. So we just have that confidence in each other, and we feel that at practice every day. We're just gelling even more every day at practice, and knowing that it's us, and just giving each other confidence. So I feel like as long as we just keep lifting each other up, it's gonna keep being good at coming off the bench.
Yeah, 23 minutes, 23 points. You were a plus 14 the night. As this team continues, how do you stay grounded, if you will, as you continually move forward?
We just look at our record right now, and we know it's not where we want to be. We know this league is tough, whether it's, you're playing the top team or the worst team in the league. Every game is tough, and you can't get too high and you can't get too low. So we're just focused on the next game and trying to stay focused on that.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.
Annie Hustle, Sun Times.
Hey, Allie. Tonight, James talked about your ability to come off the bench, and a player with your resume, not everyone would do that with the energy that you're doing it with. So can you speak to what was that challenging coming into this season, knowing that your role might change in that aspect, or were you from the moment you knew that would be your role, embracing it?
Yeah, I think it's hard whenever your role changes a little bit, just to be honest. But I'm just trying to stay confident, try to stay positive, and know that I've done it before. I've done it with Chicago, and just trying to give myself and the rest of the bench confidence that let's be the best bench in the league, and just keep continuing to grow our confidence in practices, and just helping Dana out as a rookie, and Ruthie, first time actually in Chicago, last year was the bubble, but just continue to help each other and make us feel super confident and that we can gel together out there. So it's just all about, staying positive and confident on the bench, I think.
Definitely. And then last for me, the Connecticut Sun are second in the league in points off of turnovers. I know y'all just had this impressive win, so don't want to get too far ahead, but how important, how critical is it going to be to limit your turnovers, knowing that they are such a good team in that area?
Yeah, it's something we're always focused on, just focusing on taking care of the ball, getting open, just being strong with it. So I think if we can get stops, I think we can get out in transition. It's harder for them to, get hands on the ball and get deflection. So, it's all connected. We just have to have that, top of mind going into this game.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Palmer.
Hi, Quigs. I asked Coach Wade the same question, and Stephanie kind of touched on it a little bit. This is obviously you all's first time back in Minnesota since everything happened last year, which sent social justice reform to the front of the nation and the world. Just your personal thoughts of what it's like to be back in Minnesota for the first time since then, and do you have any plans of trying to get over to the memorial for George Floyd at any point in time?
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. Just we leave early in the morning, and we could kind of get here late last night. So I think it's definitely something that's in the back of your mind while you're here, and we just kind of look at each other and come together in those moments. And obviously, we wear these Black Lives Matter shirts, and it's a constant reminder every day. Just being teammates with African Americans and being part of such a dominant league with African American women. Just how much work we still have to do, and just how much that we need to appreciate each other and continue building each other up.
And just a follow up to that real quick. Do you still think the commitment is there? I know your team is very committed to it. Do you believe that the league is also still committed to these issues surrounding the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, seeing that Derek Chauvin will be sentenced in 10 days up there in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I definitely think we do. I think we're constantly sending that message, whether it's, T-shirts or, verbally talking about it. Tonight was the first time having the Black National Anthem this season, and I thought that was amazing. So I think we continue to take those steps and make it something that is a priority for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
Allison Moran.
Hey, Allie, congratulations. A big night for you.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, first of all, how is your hamstring feeling right now?
It feels good. Yeah, I don't feel it in that spot anymore. That was, giving me the pain. So it feels good. I'm still doing my exercises and keeping it strong and just really paying attention to my body and everything.
Really good. So how difficult, and let's put it a different way. In terms of the Connecticut Sun, what are you taking from this game tonight, scoring 105 points? What do you take into Connecticut and say, how to overcome them?
I would say to continue playing good defense. I think we did pretty good up until maybe the end of the fourth quarter, giving up some threes. Just focusing on the game plan. We really did not want to give them 3-pointers. We knew if we did that, they had a better chance of winning. So I think just focusing on the game plan and, scoring points. I feel like when you can score, and against Connecticut, that's going to be taking care of the ball, being strong with it. If you can score like this, it's going to be hard to lose a game. So that's our focus.
Very, very true. In terms of, is this the Sky team that you want to be, the way you played tonight?
Definitely. I think this is what we envisioned when this roster kind of came to fruition with signing Candace and our last couple signings with bringing Dana in and Lexi. I think this is what we kind of always thought we were going to be. Unfortunately, things happen and injuries, people come in and out, but this is definitely who we want to be, and that's what we're going to focus on and take it one game at a time.
Great. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you, too.
Wilkes.
Hey, Allie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're regarded as one of the best shooters in the WNBA coming off the screen. I always say you're probably the closest thing we have to Steph Curry in this league. So I just want to say, how does it feel to be respected as one of the best shooters in the WNBA?
It definitely feels good. Just makes you appreciate the hard work that you put in over the years and appreciate the players you play with, the system you're in. They really embraced me in Chicago. I'm not just kind of standing in the corner getting threes. Like, they really work the offense and gear it towards me to make sure I get those shots. And post players are always trying to find me to set screens. And obviously Courtney's always looking for me. So just kind of really grateful that I'm in this situation that, people respect me as a shooter and put me in great situations.
And I might be moving too far ahead, but what would it mean to you for you and Candace to bring a championship home to Chicago, a basketball championship home to Chicago for the first time since the 90s Bulls?
That would be a dream come true. Like, unbelievable. And just kind of get goosebumps even thinking about it. So it would be a fairy tale ending. So I think it's just something that's in the back of our minds, but we know it's going to take a lot to get there. And right now we're just focused on the big step we took forward tonight as a team, and we just want to continue that and take it day by day.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you too.
All set, you guys. Thank you so much, Ellie.
Thank you, guys.
for joining us.
Thank
Have a
you.
great